I wish I was doing this in person, but I did want to say a couple of things about just life in the end of this class. And I want to talk about next steps. For you, not just as a student, but just you as a person, because, I don't know when I'm going to see you again. Maybe you'll go to a different school in the fall. Maybe you're going to move. Maybe you don't go to any school in the fall and you do Florida virtual school or something. So I wanted to give you a few pieces of advice that you can really take with you to kind of take what we learned in this year. And even though it was nuts, take what you've learned in my classroom and with me and move it forward in your life. All right. And so the first thing I would say is read books. Okay. There's one of my favorite authors is George R.R. Martin. And in one of his books, he says that the person who doesn't read is doomed to live only one life. But the person who does read gets to live thousands of lives. Every time you read a book from the first page to the last, you are living somebody's life or some people's life, these fictional characters. You're getting to experience what's going on with them. And it is like a way of you learning and living in endless ways. Reading, and I'm not a reading teacher, but reading is like a superpower. If you are able to read, you are able to do anything. And so if you ever want to know something, if you ever want to learn something, if you ever want to make something, start off by reading a book. Seriously, I don't know when the last time some of you read an actual book was. Find a book to read this summer. I'm reading this. This is going to be my first summer book. It's called Console Wars. It's the story of how Sega and Nintendo and the battle that defined a generation. Is this going to change my life knowing this stuff? No, but I'm about 100 pages into it, and I'm finding it utterly fascinating. Read a book. It is like a superpower that you get to do. It is like a free life that you get to live. The next thing I would tell you is be excited about things. When I was in middle school, one of the things that people would judge people is if you were just having too much fun, people on the other side of the room would be like, look at them. And they would judge you. Right? Or if there was something you were really pumped about and everybody else hated it, you'd feel pressure to either not like it anymore or at least be quiet about the fact that you like that. Forget that. It's 2020. Okay, we have been stuck in these houses for 2 months. We're likely to be stuck in the house a bunch over the summer. It is too late in the world's history for you to have to put a shade over your candle. Whatever you get excited about, whether it be learning, whether it be video games, whether it be about anime, whether it be about cutting people's hair, whether it be about drawing, whether it be about history, math, whether it be about making bead art or Animal Crossing, whatever makes you excited, whatever makes you smile, whatever fills you with joy, be proud of that. Don't let anybody ever take that away from you, because anything could disappear in the blink of an eye. That thing that makes you live, there's your life, and then there's why you live it, right? Nothing would be worse in life than finding this thing that brings you joy and pushing it to the side and making it so that you feel like you can't do it. Forget that. Live your life in this way. Whatever the things are that make you happy, even sitting on the couch binge watching TV shows, call it self-care. Whatever gets you excited is worthwhile, and you should be excited about it. Never give up on that. Ask questions and demand answers. Look outside. Look outside right now in the world. We have protests on the street. Why are they protesting? Because yet another African-American man was murdered at the hands of the police. For 9 minutes, this police officer had his knee on this man's neck, choking the life out of him. For 9 minutes, and he is dead. No need for that. No need for that. And when we ask questions, you need to demand answers. The whole thing in this class has been about how people have the power. We do not live in a totalitarian state. This is not North Korea. And anybody who says otherwise, anybody who says that you can't ask that question, or we can't change something, or you just have to accept something, they need to move out of the way. It is 2020. And there is no reason in the world why we today should be fighting the battles for people to be treated equally. 14th Amendment was ratified in 1867, equal protection of the law to all citizens of the United States. That is a goal. And it is sad that it has not been achieved. It is sad that in 2020, I have to talk to my students about being safe with the police. That is sad. We need to demand change. One of the ways you can demand change is by looking at the adults in your life. You're in 7th grade. Everything in this world, in this country, exists because people voted for someone or didn't vote at all. The adults in your house, they are either registered to vote or they could be registered to vote. And if they're not, registering to vote takes 5 minutes. You can do it online and it's free. Ask your parents. Ask your parents, are you registered to vote? And if they say yes, you should say, good. Have you decided who to vote for yet? If they have not registered to vote, ask them, when are you going to get registered to vote? I had a student. Her name is Leilani Rivera. She's graduating today. I didn't know who I was going to vote for in 2016. I was not going to vote for Donald Trump, but I didn't know if I was going to vote for Hillary or for a third-party person. And she was in 8th grade at the time, this young lady, Leilani. And she told me, Mr. Kiernan, I can't vote. I'm a child. You need to vote for me. If you don't like Hillary Clinton, I do. I can't vote. You vote for me. And I was very close, and I am very close with Leilani. And she inspired me. She demanded that I do the right thing. And I demand that you do the same. And that brings me to this. Do something worth remembering. Do something worth remembering. Life is so much bigger than the screen on your phone. The world is so much larger than the little pictures we see on Instagram. Do something worth remembering. Don't just take pictures that get buried in your inbox or get buried in your photo album and your recents. Do something worth remembering. Do something that's so memorable that you don't need to take pictures of it because you're never going to forget. Do something this summer worth remembering. I've been saying this all year to my homeroom. Dream big and fight hard. Whatever is going on in this world, nothing is wrong that can't be fixed by you. You can fix this. In your lifetime, these things can be fixed. Whatever you think should be fixed, whatever the big dream that you have is, have it and fight for it. Fight like heck for it because it can be achieved. And then lastly, have a good summer. I don't know what this summer is going to look like for you. I know it's going to be very different than probably what you imagined. But I sure hope that you have a good one. I sure hope that it's fun. I sure hope that you take some time to read a book, find something exciting, do something worth remembering, ask questions and get answers about those questions, have a dream, and commit yourself to fighting to make that dream happen. That would be a summer worth having. I love you. I am so, so proud of you. And I really, really hope that when we come back in the fall, that we could have a good time together and celebrate that we made it through this really strange time.